Annual India Leadership, Conclave and Business Leadership Awards 2012 presented by Indian Affairs, the flagship media outfit of Network 7 Group, which has been the forefront of championing the cause of Indian core issues. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this wonderful opportunity to invite you all to this august gathering. Indian brands are as crazy as innovators are, as India constantly innovate. A close security of Indian brands post the free economy era will relieve that large number of players in diverse sector has made their mark in their representative field, notwithstanding the hurdles and the government regulation from time to time. Today, brand India is globally accepted as world market is looking at India as the most preferred destination for collaboration, partnership, and investment. India is a land of billion opportunity, not a billion problem. In the last 20 years, the country has added $1 trillion of output. The last decade has seen India emerge stronger on the world map, especially during the global financial meltdown, when the country weathered the crisis, much to the admiration of the world. India shaping the contours of the world economy, consistently charting a growth path over a few years. Brand India is an idea whose time has truly arrived. Today, the tramp of Brand India is visible in almost all the fields. With some aggressive cross-border acquisition, India has been rewriting the global business equation. India has established its leadership in IT and knowledge-based industries globally and as fastest growing population of workers and consumers. With huge investment in infrastructure development of an anvil, India today is a preferred investment destination. It is one of the world's most rapidly growing market, and today Indian products and services are recognized by their quality all over the world. Against the backdrop of the above backgrounder, where Brand India matters most, Indian Affairs India, first pink magazine, is hosting the high-profile and India's most eagerly awaited leadership event, 3rd Annual India Leadership Conclave and Indian AffairsBusiness Leadership Award 2012 in association with Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India, today here. Keeping its tradition of bringing the finest think tank of the society from the different diverse sector, like the much acclaimed 2 annual event. The first was First Annual India Leadership Conclave in Delhi, and the second was 2nd Annual India Leadership Conclave in Mumbai. The stage is set for the third one under the theme Brand India, the emerging superpower, limitless leadership, limitless possibilities. More than 200 industry stalwarts from who's and who's of India's core diverse sectors such as agriculture, automobiles, auto components, aviation, education and training, engineering, financial services, food industry, insurance, IT and ITES, manufacturing, media and entertainment, retail, science and technology, banking, biotechnology, cement, consumer market, healthcare, infrastructure, oil and gas, pharmaceutical, real estate and infrastructure, steel, textile, telecommunication, tourism and hospitality. Well, attend the annual leadership conclave. We have lined a powerful voice of topic of tremendous significance on Indian complex issues. So, ladies and gentlemen, with this note, it's the time to watch a very beautiful and a wonderful video. Can we have the AV, please?
Welcome to the 3rd Annual India Leadership Conclave and Indian Affairs Business Leadership Awards 2012, presented by India's most analytical news magazine, Indian Affairs, a division of Network 7 Media Group, which has been at the forefront of championing the cause of a free economy, robust system and independent platform to voice the opinions.
It's been 20 years since Manmohan Singh opened up the Indian economy and freed up Indian entrepreneurship.
India is on the move again. We shall make the future happen. Sir, I've come to the end of my day. I am prepared to meet their onslaughts. As the poet said, सरफरोशी की तमन्ना अब हमारे दिल में है, देखना है जोर कितना बाजुए कातिल में है.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take an overview of historical perspectives that is filled with high voltage, endless saga of our momentous journey as India is preparing to claim its position to be the emerging superpower.
An ancient civilization of science and innovation, a fundamental faith in human progress. This is the sturdy foundation upon which you have built ever since that stroke of midnight when the tricolor was raised over a free and independent India. And despite the skeptics who said this country was simply too poor or too vast or too diverse to succeed, you surmounted overwhelming odds and became a model to the world. Instead of slipping to starvation, you launched a green revolution that fed millions. Instead of becoming dependent on commodities and exports, you invested in science and technology, and in your greatest resource, the Indian people.
History, despite its wrenching pain, cannot be unlived. But if faced with courage, need not be lived again. Accountability might seem like an abstract concept until entitles like Wall Street, tobacco companies, Enron, automobile companies, corrupt politicians, governmental regulators, and even church officials are exposed. Too many of these entities view ordinary people as members of constituencies, audiences, congregations, or as customers who won't hold them accountable. They believe we will not make them suffer the consequences of their actions or inactions because we are too busy enjoying our blessed status. The negative and ineffective leadership of some authorities is endured and often ignored. If the masses don't act to hold them or their actions accountable, little will be done to maintain the blessings we enjoy. The power potential of ordinary people must be enhanced. We don't have to react with violence to hold people and institutions accountable. There are many ways to express our satisfaction or dissatisfaction within the boundaries of our freedom and good taste. We forfeit our blessings if we fail to participate actively. States are not moral agents. People are, and can impose moral standards on powerful institutions. The basic idea which runs right through modern history and modern liberalism is that the public has got to be marginalized. The general public is viewed as no more than ignorant and meddlesome outsiders, a bewildered herd. A close scrutiny of Indian brands post the free economy era will reveal that large number of players in diverse sectors have made their mark in their respective fields, notwithstanding the hurdles and governmental regulation from time to time. Today, brand India is globally accepted as the world market is looking at India as the most preferred destination for collaboration, partnerships and investments. India is a land of billion opportunities and not a billion problems. In the last 20 years, the country has added $1 trillion of output. The last decade has seen India emerge stronger on the world map, especially during the global financial meltdown when the country weathered the crisis, much to the admiration of the world. India today stands poised at the threshold of change. India today has emerged as one of the decisive nations shaping the contours of the world economy. Consistently charting a growth path over the last few years, Brand India is an idea whose time has truly arrived. Today, the triumph of Brand India is visible in almost all fields. With some aggressive cross-border acquisitions, India has been rewriting the global business equations. India has established its leadership in IT and knowledge-based industries globally and has the fastest growing population of workers and consumers. With huge investments in infrastructure development on the anvil, India today is a preferred investment destination. It has one of the world's most rapidly growing markets, and today, Indian products and services are recognized for their quality all over the world. Against the backdrop of the above backgrounder, where Brand India matters most, Indian Affairs, India's first pink magazine, is hosting the high-profile and India's most eagerly awaited leadership event. The 3rd Annual India Leadership Conclave and Indian Affairs Business Leadership Awards 2012 on Friday, 6th April at Hotel Lalit, Bangalore, India. Keeping its tradition of bringing the finest think tanks of the society from the different diverse sectors, like the much acclaimed 2 past annual events, the 1st Annual India Leadership Conclave in Delhi and the 2nd Annual India Leadership Conclave in Mumbai. Now the stage is set for the 3rd one under the theme Brand India, the emerging superpower, limitless leadership, limitless possibilities. Attempt to reach out to the leading voices in agriculture, automobiles, auto components, aviation, education and training, engineering, financial services, food industry, insurance, IT and ITEs, manufacturing, media and entertainment, retail, science and technology, banking, biotechnology, cement, consumer markets, healthcare, infrastructure, oil and gas, pharmaceuticals, real estate and infrastructure, steel, textiles, telecommunications, tourism and hospitality will attend the annual Leadership Conclave. We have lined up some of the most powerful voices on topics of tremendous significance on India Inc.'s complex issues. Indian Affairs is an independent platform that aims to ventilate the views of the common man through its magazine and digital version. It attempts to create a free mindset of opinions rather than following the chamchagiri of a select few, unlike other media houses. Over the last years, Indian Affairs, the flagship media outfit of Network 7 Media Group, has exposed many in the government and those in gaddis who try to dictate their own terms and build their own pockets, ignoring the pockets of the Aam Aadmi, who are the real interface of the mainstream. We don't intend to present a picture that is not true. We present facts, truth based on factual data rather than on painted pictures without any substance.
We have a system which is so muddied with these people, we cannot escape out of it. Whether it is a ruling party, whether it is opposition party, whether it is someone else also. These are the people who do the same set of activities.
Indian Affairs' fight is against those in power who have been continuously raping the federal structure of India with their financial muscle and divides us on the basis of caste, religion and creed, and sometimes on presenting dramatic stories. While we are independent, unbiased and believe in fair journalism, our struggle continues to expose those who want to cut the million voices of India who rise to protest against their barbaric behavior and nepotism. We are candid on facts, simple on arithmetics, yet tough against power brokers. No matter how much opposition we face, our mindset becomes stronger and bolder. The theme of this year's conclave is Brand India, the emerging superpower, limitless leadership and limitless possibilities. India is poised to be the world's next superpower with sound and transparent financial system. We have a robust IT industry and a well-regulated stock market. It has been active politically and economically in the past decade as well. Its core institutions, from independent judiciary and free press to military, are secured by its more than half-a-century-old roots. India is on the verge of becoming a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. Its scientists are planning to launch a moon probe. By putting all these aspects together, one may be amazed that India is already in the race for becoming the next superpower. However, the question that comes to Indian affairs mind as we interact with people is that of a mixed reaction, which to some extent can't be underestimated. That is India a poor country or an emerging superpower? India, along with China, is the fastest emerging economy in the world. It is the fifth largest global economy, looking from the purchasing power parity angle, and its large domestic market kept it insulated from the recent depression in Western economies. A few years ago, Goldman Sachs predicted that India's GDP would overtake France and Italy by 2020, Germany, UK and Russia by 2025, and Japan by 2035, making it the third largest economy of the world, behind the US and China. Most economists see India as an emerging economic superpower and expect it to play a major role in the global economy in the 21st century. Being an economic power makes a country a global power, but Indians should keep one thing in mind, and that is that India has to compete with China. And from the looks of it now, China is deemed to be the winner. But India can move ahead. It has to develop its infrastructure and create an efficient and transparent administration. Communal distrust should be eliminated, and so should be right-wing parties. If these problems can be taken into account and solved, then India can definitely join the global power elite. Indian affairs' main concern is how India will construct a sustainable and distinct identity that reflects the country's great diversity. We hope India will follow its own road and not simply create a facade resembling Western modernity. Throughout history, India has managed to absorb foreign elements into its culture and express them in its own language. I hope it will not lose this fantastic ability. We are concerned about India's future. The greatest problem in India is corruption and not population. The political field has become a real mafia. Political leaders, except a very few, think about accumulating wealth for themselves and their families. Bribing is a commonplace here, and very little is being done to check it. When India glories in its shining, it does not take into account the vast majority of the villagers who live in absolute misery. Remember, 72% of India's population lives in rural areas. The evils that we see in India today, like corruption, public sector inefficiency, religious tensions, lack of development, poverty, illiteracy, poor infrastructure, and shortages are caused by corrupt leadership that place their interests over the interests of the nation. Corruption is the root cause of India's backwardness. The damage caused by corruption on the country's economy and progress is unimaginable. Indian affairs is thus creating a free flow of voices at the national and international seminars. The last decade has seen India emerge stronger on the world map, especially during the global financial meltdown when the country weathered the crisis much to the admiration of the world. India today has emerged as one of the decisive nations shaping the contours of the world economy. Consistently charting a growth path over the last few years, Brand India is an idea whose time has truly arrived. Today, the triumph of Brand India is visible in almost all fields. With some aggressive cross-border acquisitions, India has been rewriting the global business equations. India has established its leadership in IT and knowledge-based industries globally. and has the fastest growing population of workers and consumers. With huge investments in infrastructure development on the anvil, India today is a preferred investment destination. It has one of the world's most rapidly growing markets, and today, Indian products and services are recognized for their quality all over the world. 1.22 billion people is the second most populous country in the world, while China is on the top with over 1.3 billion people. The figures show that India represents 17.31% of the world's population, which means 1 out of every 6 people on this planet live in India. India is predicted to have more than 1.53 billion people by the end of 2030. More than 50% of India's current population is below the age of 25 and over 65% below the age of 35. This means the youth will form a majority chunk in decision making. The Indian economy has continuously recorded high growth rates and has become an attractive destination for investments. Today, India is among the most attractive destinations globally for investments and business, and FDI has increased over the last few years. India's economic growth is expected to remain robust in 2012 and 2013. Despite likely headwind of double-dip recessions in Europe and the US, according to a United Nations Annual Economic Report, World Economic Situation and Prospects 2012. The Indian economy is expected to grow between 7.7% and 7.9% this year, as per the report. India is the second most preferred destination for foreign investors. The wealth of high net worth individuals, HNIs, in India is set to grow by a compounded annual growth rate, CAGR, of 23% over the next 5 years and will touch a staggering 249 trillion rupees or $5.5 trillion. India's private sector accounts for 75% of its GDP. Private sector investments have responded rigorously to the government policy of promoting competition, removing policy distortions and hurdles, and improving access to factors of production such as technology and capital. With the domestic industry developing an increasingly global focus, the Indian corporate sector has expanded capacity and upgraded technology. Simultaneously, it has been clocking higher sales and profits. The regulatory framework of India has made sweeping reforms in policies relating to virtually every sector of the economy: trade, industry, foreign investment, finance, taxation, and public sector. These reforms have succeeded in large ways in achieving macroeconomic stabilization. The economy is now clearly on the path of global integration, accelerated growth, improved productivity, innovation, and international competitiveness.
After this wonderful video, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Mr. Satya Brahma to you all. Mr. Satya Brahma, Chairman and Editor-in-Chief of Indian Affairs Group. Satya is a hardcore communication professional with out-of-box thinking attitude and a proven and proactive leader in strategic communication initiatives. Strong interpersonal skill coupled with independent leadership in fueling the growth of organization image building. Strong experience in internal and external communication with a focus on addressing